Hello, good evening everyone. This is Dr. Do again. This video is for outside of medicine. Continue to talk about the Bible. I have mentioned previously, I'm particularly interested in the Genesis and the Psalm, and also Moses, Exodus. Okay. I have talked about David and his son, and last time I talked about Abraham. I probably talk about him later because he's such a inspirational figure in my mind. A lot of time I think about him, I can sense the strength from him. But anyway, today I'm going to talk about another person I'm particularly interested, Jacob. Okay, before we start talking about Jacob, I just like to, probably know it, but I'd like to share with you about his family tree. So Jacob is the grandson for Abraham, if I'm right. Abraham had two wives, two sons. One wife, one maid. Okay, wife is Sarah. Sarah gave him a son at a late age named Isaac. Hagar is Egyptian maid. She gave Abraham another son, Ishmael. Okay, so when Abraham was old, he told his servant, go to my father's land, choose a girl for my son, okay, for Isaac. So the servant, if you recall that story, the servant traveled back to the hometown and prayed to his God, said if during the feeding time, if the girl come to the well, get the water, if I ask her to feed my camel, if she does it, she will be may the God make her to be our master's chosen one. So Rebecca, you remember, actually Rebecca came to get the water, okay, and the servant talked to her, and she not just gave water to the servant, also gave water to the camels. So then the servant started to talk to her, ask her, who are you, where are you from, and she talked to the servant, I am actually turns out it's the family. So then Rebecca was taken to Abraham and married Isaac. So this is just I try to recall, I have read this many times, but a long time ago. But this is the story. So Isaac has married Rebecca and have two sons, twin. One is Esau, the other one is Jacob. Okay, and I think if I recall right, the Bible had this special talk about these two twins inside of Rebecca's abdomen, said your womb will have two nations and they will fight each other. So, and also during the birth, the younger one, grabbing the foot of the older one, and this is why the story starts. So Esau and Jacob has different specialties. Jacob is kind of quiet. In my mind, is in today's sense, he probably the nerd. His brother is good on games, hunting, everything. And before Isaac passing away, he wanted to give blessings to the older son as the tradition. And then, if you remember, Rebecca, the mother, loves the younger son, so asked him to dress as a brother. Because the father was blinded, couldn't tell who is who, and then took Jacob as the older son, Esau, so give the blessing. When Esau came back, just bursting tears, he lost the blessing. So this is the story, but Esau was very angry. So then the mother told Jacob, Rebecca said, go, flee to my brother's home, so for the safety, otherwise it's not safe here. So let's start the story for Jacob. Start from flee, okay? I particularly remember his dream. Okay, he on the way to his uncle or his mother's household, he was tired, lie down somewhere, and there's a stone under his head. He dreamed there's a ladder dropping down from the sky, and then he make an altar over there. Okay, so, and the story continues how he worked hard, smart in his uncle Laban's home, and gradually make a 7 years promise for the younger daughter with Rachel he loves, but Laban tricked him during the wedding day, gave him the older daughter Leah. So Laban has 2 daughters, and Jacob said, "You serve me for another." Laban said, "If you work for another 7 years, I give Rachel to you." So because he loves Rachel, so he did, and then he had 2 wives. These 2 wives really gave him the establishment 12 tribes for the Israel. Leah gave him 10, I think 10. But no, actually, Leah gave him some sons, and Leah's maid gave him some, and Benjamin and Joseph is from Rachel, and also there's some couple more from Rachel's maid. So eventually Israel, Jacob later on changed name to Israel. So Jacob has 12 sons, the 12 tribes of Israel, and many years later, when he establishes through the talent or the scientific way or trick or whatever you call it, he become richer and richer, and he thinks Laban is not going to let him do this anymore. So he took all his household, flee again back to the hometown from where he was, and Laban chased along the river, and then Jacob, desperate, let everybody cross the river. He's the only one left there, and there's the God. The Bible said that God, somebody came, tried to take his life, and it called Jacob was wrestling with God, and the battle was kind of fierce and long, and he was injured, and the other one was also not easy. So Jacob eventually won and asked for, "You have to bless me, otherwise I'm not going to let you go." So that man blessed Jacob, said, "You need to change your name to Israel." This is where the Israel come from, the 12 tribes, and Jacob changed name. So this is the story of Jacob. When he met his brother Esau, at that time his parents all passed away. He had great fear. He bowed down and kneeled down to see the brother. Eventually it's peace. And this is the story of Jacob. It's so fascinating. And next time I'm going to talk about Jacob's son, particularly Joseph, the special story about him. Okay, so this is a wrap up for the outside of medicine about Jacob. Thank you for tuning in, and see you next time.